Hello everyone, my name's Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about why is there so much pain. This is going to be the 8th or ninth video installment in my YouTube series about world religions. If you haven't had a chance to check out the other ones, I highly recommend it, but you should still be okay watching this one. So, everyone is always searching for something, and it's based on this fundamental belief that we all have, which is that this moment is not enough. So, hello. This is the neighborhood cat. His name is Colonel Mahatma Munch. Apparently he's a part of this video today. So, as a child, you say, I want to grow up and become an adult so I have freedom. But when you become an adult, you realize that you wanted to be a child because you had no responsibilities. And if you're not in a relationship, you say, I want to be in a relationship. It'll make me happier. I'll be in love. And then you get in a relationship and you say, well, this isn't what I wanted at all. And those of us that have no money say, oh, well, I'll only be happy if I have money. And then when you get money, you realize that the friends that you've been attracting are not friends that actually like you for who you are. They like you for the things that you have. And it's for these reasons that we can only perceive what's before us. We only have our prior experiences to base ourselves off of. So of course in any moment when we're saying this isn't enough, we're going to think that changing whatever this is to the other side of the duality is going to make it better. But as the band AJJ, formerly known as Andrew Jackson Jihad, says, you are an irreplaceable human soul with your own understanding of what it means to suffer. And that's a huge bummer. Now, a lot of people only want to talk about what hurts us or what's going wrong. I mean, look at the news, look at like the typical things you talk about with people. It's always, oh, this is so bad. And that's because people who do want to talk about positive things will typically gloat or self-praise their own accomplishments on big feats. But we never, self-praise on small feats. How often do you have someone talk to you about how happy they are for eating a balanced breakfast or not feeling anxious about some one particular situation, which is kind of small in the grand scheme of things? And it's because I believe that we're afraid of not having people celebrate with us, that we don't talk about these small feats. And instead, we just try to talk about the things we believe other people will have in common with us, which is the big anxieties that are throughout the world. But if you've watched other videos in this series, you'll remember me talking about how, if you believe in the Gnostic belief system, Sophia reached inside of herself out of love and compassion to create this entire world and gave birth to Yahweh. Now, granted, it brought forth all of the other emotions that are here, but if you believe that the world is in this entropy and that things are just getting worse and worse and harder to deal with, don't you think it would just take a lot less energy to not exist than to exist just to be tortured? So, one of the things people will say is, oh, well, I have a disease, I'm sick. But a disease is just dis-ease. So pain implies that there's bliss, because without pain you would not know what not having pain feels like, just in the same way that black implies white, because black is the darkening of colors and white is the, lightening of them. And you can't have a darker side without a lighter side, as you can't have an in without an out. So Oppenheimer, who was the scientific director of the Manhattan Project, had said that the world is going to hell, and the best thing that we can do is to step back and let it happen. Because most wars are started on the presumption that we're ultimately helping the other person. However, wars are literal genocide. And now, I know a lot of people like to say that, oh, it's only genocide if it's, what was going on in Darfur or the Holocaust. But the matter of fact is, a genocide is if you're going against people for a nation, a religion, or some type of, thing that you've marginalized them for. And because we are all just one giant family, there's no need for us to create this genocide against our own brothers and sisters, because as Jesus had said, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. So a good place to start on your introspection, or at least in my personal experience, a good place to start on looking inward about why there's so much pain and why it lasts so long, is to focus on how much of the pain are you actually experiencing and how much of it are you just relishing in the moment and thinking about, creating this dissonance from what's already happened. So here's a good way to look at pain. If you go to a ballet or a dance recital and you see some people dancing and they do it phenomenally, it's perfect, it's the best dance you've ever seen. All you think about is the dance, not the people involved. But the second that there is, a mistake in the dance, you blame it on the dancer, not, the dance not moving the way you want. Same thing with acting. When we go watch someone, they put on this mask, they, change their persona, and we believe it's this person that we're watching because we're seeing this fake world. However, realizing that there's actually someone else under it is the same way that personalities work within this world. So instead of focusing on one small bad part, I think one of the important things that we should do is enjoy the fact that we're actually this one giant cohesive unit moving together in this absolute, tight cooperation with each other. Because it's only when we talk about these small mistakes that we start pointing out the individual people or the dancers in this giant cosmic dance of life. Otherwise, we are just one big unit. So, thank you for watching.